We decided to take kind of a little bit of a detour and jump over to Savannah, Georgia, the most haunted city in America. So many of the mansions of Savannah have a pretty dark history to them. Weirdly, the city has also been like plagued by fires. I don't know if that's like a weird omen or a curse or something. Hello friends, I am here with this beauty.
Hello.
This is my new BFF, her name is Sydney. We have had the best day together. I literally, I tweeted yesterday and I said, does anybody live in Savannah? You tweeted me back, number one. Number two, it was so weird because I had followed you right after this and I never saw this message, but literally last year, you were like, hey, tickets to Playlist are expensive, but like if you go to Disney, I can meet you there. And like, I didn't see it, which is stupid. Okay. But now we're meeting literally on my way to Playlist. We like had a whole day in Savannah. We had so much fun. We went on a ghost tour. We went to dinner at the Pirate House. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an intro and introduce you to my new BFF. I love her so much.
Oh my God.
And now you get to watch the vlog.
Built in 1754, this house once hosted an array of privateers and sailors who would belly up to the bar and exchange tall tales of glory on the high seas over a round or two. If you take a look right over here to your left, the Pirate's House is this gray building with blue shutters. Today the upstairs is used for storage and is entirely unoccupied because so few people are willing to venture up there alone. A few years ago, the Warrens visited Savannah, and for those of you who don't know, Ed and Lorraine Warren are well known in the paranormal community, and during their trip to Savannah, one of the places they were most interested in investigating was the Pirate's House. They invited a local medium to join them during their night in the home, and the Pirate's House manager promised them access to the usually forbidden upstairs. But when the night of the investigation came, that medium found himself running a bit behind schedule. Rushing around his home, trying frantically to get ready, he called a friend to come pick him up and drive him to the Pirate's House as fast as they could drive. And as the pair pulled up to the house, the medium looked to those top floor windows and saw 3 people peering down the car. They started without me, he yelled, running from the car to the building. And as he pulled open the door, there stood Ed and Lorraine Warren downstairs. Now, apparently the Pirate's House manager was running behind as well, and had not yet showed up to let them into the locked and forbidden upstairs. So who was up there, peering down the streets of Savannah? So many strange things go on in the Pirate's House that one must wonder what causes all the activity. Well, it could have something to do with botched Shanghai that took place many years ago. See, sometimes those kidnappings didn't go as smoothly as planned. Finding himself a little too drunk, one young man was drugged and then prepped to go through the tunnels when local law officials came in to have a look around. That poor young fellow was then shoved into a hidden wall compartment to be concealed. When it came time to set sail, he was not on board. Apparently, he remained unconscious. No one remembered he was there, and he rotted away behind that wall. You will see Colonial Park Cemetery to your left. This is Savannah's oldest existing cemetery. Burials began around 1750 and ended around 100 years later, with more than 10,000 Savannians interned inside. They were just dying to get in. If you take a look here to your left, you'll notice that scattered among the headstones, you see the crypts. That's where the members of one particular family would be entombed. When the cemetery was still active, steps would lead down to a door that would open up to reveal an underground room, around which the members of the family would be laid to rest on slabs of slate protruding from the wall. In the center of the room, you'd find a bone box, or limestone ossuary. And this is where the bones of the oldest bodies were placed in order to speed up decomposition. During the Civil War, General Sherman occupied Savannah, and although our city was spared the torch, Colonial Park still bears the scars of Sherman's day. Many of the tombstones were violated by the Union troops trying to stay warm. In the cold winter of December 1864, those men would open up the crypts, remove the bodies from the slabs, and take refuge inside at night. What's more, they'd use those limestone ossuaries as makeshift fire pits, essentially burning human bones in order to stay warm. Built in 1849 by New York architects, this is where the wealthy family of Andrew Lowe lived here on Lafayette Square. We at Ghosts and Gravestones have the exclusive opportunity to explore the home during the evening hours. Now, we will be pulling up to the front of the house, so do remain seated until the trolley comes to a complete and full stop, and Miss Yolanda illuminates the interior.
I just wanted to pop on and say a lot of the Andrew Lowe house we were not able to film in due to like the millions of dollars of artifacts that it holds. But this place was incredible with so much history behind it, and I could do a whole video just explaining the ghosts that reside in these walls and their tragic stories.
He actually first came here to Savannah as a young 17-year-old to work in his uncle's cotton business. But actually shortly after, he would take over the family business and become a very well-to-do man in his own right. I mean, have you seen his house? Sadly though, Andrew did not find much happiness in his new home. Before this house was even completed, Andrew would lose his first wife, Sarah Cecil Hunter, as well as their 4-year-old son. Although he would remarry 5 years later, his second wife, Mary Calver Stiles, would die as well, following the birth of Andrew's 6th child. Distraught and heartbroken, Andrew would not spend much time in this house. During his long trips to England, far away from the sadness of his Savannah home, one man in particular was entrusted with the upkeep of the house. Tom Millage was that man. Although born a slave, Tom Millage was the most trusted friend of Andrew Lowe. Through the years they were together, no man garnered more respect from Andrew than Tom. In fact, in his will, Andrew left him the sum of $300 per year for as long as he should live, which was a lot more money back then than it is today. Sadly though, both Tom and Andrew would pass away in 1886, so Mr. Millage would never receive his yearly income. However, Andrew had already commissioned a tombstone to grace Tom's gravesite at Laurel Grove Cemetery South, and that inscription reads, "An affectionate memory of Thomas A. Millage, for many years the faithful friend and servant of Andrew Lowe, Savannah." This is a fantastic pianoforte, and that upright design is gorgeous. But it's an inconvenience, as gravity causes it to have to be tuned every few hours. Now, of course, this does not happen, yet every now and then, people in the home report hearing piano music drift through these rooms. But that pianoforte is so out of tune, it's almost impossible to be coming from this instrument. In just a moment, we'll be hearing another knock at the door, so don't be scared. And we will be greeted by our head caretaker this evening.
As you may have already heard, because we do have literally tens of millions of dollars worth of artifacts here, absolutely no trickeries allowed inside this mansion. Anything you may catch tonight is real. We can attest to that.
So like I said, there was really no filming allowed in a large chunk of the Andrew Lowe house. However, I was unaware of the fact that my camera actually has a setting, and apparently I had it on that setting, where it records a brief amount of video as you press down the button to take a photo. And since photos were allowed, I have this little bit of footage from the house. Again, I think I could do a whole video on this place, so let me know if you guys are interested in the comments below. So, we just got out of the Andrew Lowe house. What did you think? Was it creepy?
Yeah. You saw that light and I wanted to cry.
I saw like a little flash of light and like one of the bedrooms where it's like reported that, well, I mean, so a woman died in there.
Yeah.
And then like women, especially there, just feel super sad. And I saw like a flash like going from the bathroom into that room.
Yeah.
And it was really creepy.
So weird like energy. Oh my god. 2,
yeah,
3.
Wait, can I show them on my vlog? Literally right in front of our faces.
Yeah.
There's the orbs. What?
And they are bright green, like she said.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
Just across the square from the pristine Andrew Lowe house lies another Savannah icon, the beautiful Hamilton Turner Inn. To have a photo of this house, you're going to want a picture of it all lit up tonight, just as it would have been back then, when the body of that century was found brutally murdered in a pool of blood before the stairs of the home. Now, there'd be no parties at the Hamilton residence for some time to come. Hamilton and his family would continue to live in the house despite the gruesome murder. Eventually, that unpleasantness would fade away, and the Hamiltons would begin to throw lavish parties once again. By now, those 2 babies had grown into active children, and they just wanted to be included in their father's parties. However, Mr. Hamilton was very strict, and he was adamant against this. So, to appease them, he purchased a billiard table for them to play with upstairs, while the adults would have their parties in the parlor below. The children, however, were still unhappy with this arrangement, and they would take turns accidentally bouncing the billiard balls down the stairs and into the foyer so that they could retrieve them and perhaps take a glimpse into that festive parlor room. Although they were quite obvious in their deception, Mother and Father Hamilton, as well as the other partygoers, let their little games slide. In years to come, the Hamilton Turner would be purchased to become bed and breakfast, And the former innkeeper discovered quite quickly that despite no longer being a residence, that home still has some lingering presences. She's heard pool balls breaking upstairs and the sounds of children giggling. Whenever there's a large party downstairs, you are almost always certain to hear the distinct sounds of pool balls bouncing down the stairs and sometimes rolling across that foyer floor. Children still want to be included in the revelry. But it's not just the Hamilton children who haunt the inn. Late one evening, that same innkeeper was walking to her car when she heard the sounds of leaves rustling and a distinct and loud "Who goes there?" As she turned around, cloaked in shadow with only the dim orange glow of a cigar to be seen, was the silhouette of a tall man. Blinking fast and not quite believing her eyes, when she looked again, that figure had vanished. We are back here at Colonial Park Cemetery. We do have time for one quick fact about it, so if you take a look to your right, you will see it yet again. Colonial Park also houses a marker for a mass burial. This is a remnant of the yellow fever epidemic of 1820, where, I kid you not, 666 of Savannah citizens would perish and be buried in the confines of Colonial Park. That's actually why the yellow fever is known as the devil's disease here in Savannah. The main symptoms were black vomit and bleeding from the eyes, nose, and ears. Take note of where we are. It's around this area that the original boundaries of the city once lay. Wright Square, which was constructed as one of the original 4 squares laid on the outskirts of town. It was here that you would find the original jail, courthouse, gallows, and even cemeteries of the city, long before the creation of Colonial. Imagine back in the 1700s, 1800s, ship after ship moving in and out of this riverfront. These chandleries stood as general stores for the shipping industry, providing everything from twine, turpentine, ropes, and resin to the sailors coming into port. When the lifeblood of Savannah was still the shipping industry, these chandleries stood at the very center of the social and political dynamics of the ports, although Ferguson Sons has certainly seen better days. We are about to pull up to the front of this stop, so once again remain seated until the trolley comes to a complete full stop.
So Sid, can I call you Sid? That's how do you like it so far?
It's living here. It's like weird to like know things.
Like probably like places you pass on the daily, right?
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
It's, I don't know, like I wasn't even expecting like so much history and just like, I don't know, I was like, oh yeah, we'll see a few things. We've been at this for like an hour and like my brain is exploding from information.
It smells like history room.
Alrighty, folks. Do be careful of these objects around you. These are all sunken treasures dredged up from various shipwrecks in the mid-Atlantic. That is, everything except for this coffin here in the corner. That actually comes from the Mississippi River and was considered a one-size-fits-all coffin in the Victorian era. Now, sir, do you think that you could fit in that coffin?
Yeah.
Listen, anything is possible to happen.
So after the tour, we headed back to the pirate's house, but this time for dinner. So far, you know, the spread is looking like bread and spring rolls and calamari. Does it look spooky to you? Does it look super haunted? Does it taste haunted? Oh my god, T. It's so cute in here. Like the decor, it looks like Pirates of the Caribbean. You're an annual pass holder, right?
I was.
So is this Pirates of the Caribbean like approved?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In like a more
T.
like realistic way.
So we did not have any paranormal experiences during our dinner here at the Pirate's house. I was a little bit disappointed not to be able to go upstairs, but supposedly the activity up there is so crazy, they just won't let anyone up there. People will hear laughter coming from the second floor when no one's allowed to be there. When that upstairs area was used as a jazz club, the coffee pot that they would use would just fly past people and hit the wall. There is also an apparition of a very irritable male that appears occasionally on the first floor. And he dresses like he is in early 19th century or late 18th century kind of clothing. He is not a friendly presence. He will glare at people and then just walk out. And when you're like, who the heck was that giving me that look? He'll just be gone. Overnight in the dining rooms, sometimes the chair and place settings will be rearranged during the night. The basement is so haunted, even a Savannah policeman reported seeing a drunken apparition stumbling through the halls. It is certainly a very scary place. So number one, how's your bed?
So comfy.
Do you want to tell them what just happened?
Loey was showing me a video earlier on her phone of like this really pretty bell that she caught on one of her Instagram photos.
Yeah.
And the phone just goes off playing that just now for no reason.
So my phone was literally sitting right down here. Oh,
yeah.
That's my friend Carter. My phone was sitting all the way down here for no reason. It just went off playing this, except the screen was black. And my phone was just sitting there, and this also was not the last app I had open. Okay, you guys, I'm exhausted, and I still have one more video to film tonight before I can go to bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it on this video. Touring Savannah with a subscriber of mine. It was so fun to hang out with Sydney for the day. She was honestly like the sweetest in the world. She was so down for an adventure, and like honestly by the end of it I really felt like I had like a new friend, which was really cool, and I want to come back here and do this again, and hopefully then she can come with me and show me a bunch of stuff. I took the tour Ghosts and Gravestones, and I would highly, like, 10 out of 10 recommend. It was only like $30, but it was discounted, and then there was an additional coupon I could use. So the tickets wound up being 25 bucks a piece, which I felt like was very fair. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. We got to go into 2 different places. One of the places, I didn't get to film very much, but it was very like interactive. Would you say it's kind of like, I don't know, it sort of felt like a live show at like Disney or something like that. Yeah. There were like animatronics light, if you can call them that, as well as like real artifacts. So there was something a little bit creepy about it. I also like got jump scared at one point and like legitimately screamed, but not like jump scared. I hate being jump scared. It wasn't a bad one. So I really liked it and like would recommend. So that was like my mini tour of Savannah for today. I'm gonna film a spirit box in this haunted hotel and talk to you guys all about the 1790 Inn, and I'm very excited to do that. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I don't know how you do it. I'm gonna laugh like the whole time.
It's okay, I always do too. This is how you take a thumbnail 101, guys.
I can't.
I'll just try to hold it. Wait, okay.
I just can't look at you.
Okay, that should be good, right?
Yeah.